Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's Family Ministry Moment. Have you ever just been bored? Have you ever just not done much? Are you capable of just sitting and not really doing anything? You know, a lot of folks kind of run away from the idea of boredom. A lot of us think that if we're bored, we're not busy enough, or we're not doing something like we're supposed to, or we're not motivated enough. The reality is, boredom is a good thing. And a lot of us just kind of try to solve it all the time. But there's a lot of definitions of boredom, so I'm not going to go through all of that. But boredom is a moment in time where there's no outside influences that are just constantly bombarding our minds and our hearts with stimulation, with that constant stimulation, constant dopamine, right? That's that part of our body that part of our system, our nervous system that needs stimulation. Dopamine helps solve that for us, right? It's like a chemical, it's like a drug for us. And that's the kind of thing that social media helps hit. That's the kind of thing that TV does for us. That's what a lot of folks turn to when they turn to things like drugs and alcohol and smoking. And it gives them a small hit of dopamine. It gives them a sense of euphoria in that moment, whatever it might be. So yeah, even social media and TV and stuff can have that hit of dopamine, right? That's why some folks could get stuck scrolling forever. But there's nothing wrong with boredom. There's nothing wrong with just putting your little rectangular box aside and just sitting and kind of enjoying the world around you. And most of us feel that we have to be productive all of the time. Part of that is our modern culture. We always have to be doing something. I have been guilty of that, in fact, with my little one. I have always planned stuff out for them. I've always made sure that she's got something going on, that she goes from activity to activity, and she's got snacks, she's got books, she's got something to play with, something to do. Because if she's bored, she wants to be engaged, and I can't always be engaging her, even though I do a lot. But I can't always be doing that. But the reality is, boredom isn't a bad thing. Just sitting there contemplating life, purpose, our goals, or thinking about what we did in the past and recognizing that that's okay. That's hard for a lot of people. And I find that I end up talking to a lot of students after they've been sitting and thinking for a while. I got a lot of phone calls from folks after they've just said, hey, I was talking to someone, and then I just kind of sat and I was thinking, and I would like to talk through it or something. And I get a lot of those phone calls. I get a lot of those texts, and a lot of times it's just people were sitting and they were bored, and from that boredom they were able to think about something about their lives, and they need to now work through it. Now, how common is that? Pretty common, actually. A lot of us don't spend enough time thinking about the stuff that's going on in our lives. Most of the time we're distracting ourselves. We're not actually stopping to think through what's going on. We want to avoid the pain, avoid the struggle, avoid the difficulties that we're going through. Because when we start thinking about them, we start to get anxious or nervous or angry. But the reality is, in order to be able to control those emotions, we have to sit in the boredom. We have to sit in the silence and be able to just be. Have you ever stopped and thought about what it feels like to just exist and not to have something define you? Not your job, not your activity, not your hobby, not your passion. Just be yourself. So many of us have made our stuff, our identities, our purposes be who we really are. And the reality is, We are beautiful creations just the way that we're made. Do you ever look at a little baby and look at it and say, oh man, that child's not doing anything? I mean, it's just laying there, and it's like cooing and cawing and making noise, and it's just wasting its life. It's not doing anything. No, I can't think of any of us that doesn't look at a baby and say, wow, that thing's adorable, it's cute. And even the fact that a baby is walking around, even tiny little things are walking around and making noise, we as humans find that amazing. And the reality is, a baby is a beautiful creation just in itself. And somehow as we get older, we forget that. Somehow as we get older, we think we have to be doing something in order to be majestic, like a little child. The reality is that's not true. We all are majestic just the way we're made. So my encouragement to you this week is to sit in the boredom. Take 5-10 minutes and journal, or just pray, or just sit and think about where your life is. You don't need a reason, you don't need a goal, you don't need a thing to think about. You just need to be you. And I'm giving you permission to do that this week, especially as our students are going to be going through the process of confirmation and starting to think about what their faith life means to them. They're going to have to sit and think. That's going to be an important factor. I'm not just going to tell them what to think. They're going to have to sit and think. That's so critical. Us recognizing who we're created to be, just the way we're made to be. So I hope to catch you this Sunday at church. This is a one church Sunday, so we'll be gathering together for one service, and then we'll be having lunch afterwards. And also, this is the Sunday where I'll be explaining what confirmation is to all of our families. So if you are a parent family, a middle schooler or high schooler, all of our students will be going through confirmation this year together on this confirmation journey. Confirmation is the journey through which a young person defines their faith for themselves through scripture, through experience, and through fellowship, through just connection. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's this Sunday, parent meeting for that, parent gathering for that. And then we'll start confirmation in a couple of weeks, the journey itself. And then this Sunday, we're also, if you haven't gone to the fair yet, I think it's the last Sunday of the fair. And we're going to go ahead and gather some students together and take off after lunch on Sunday and go to the fair. So if you'd like to join us for that, that'd be awesome. So this is Manu, hoping to catch you this Sunday. And don't forget, be bored. It's okay.